What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything you need to know about and what's going on here in our country on a daily basis. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. Also, in this video, we're going to talk about how lots of people could be receiving up to $3,200 as lawmakers pass a package. We'll be talking about that and multiple different things in this video. So make sure to watch all the way to the end. Several things to talk about here today, including money that you may be owed from the IRS and new states talking about putting money in your pockets here. Check this out. Yeah, the IRS is going to pay 5% interest to individuals with delayed tax refunds, which is millions and millions of people. 5% almost feels like it should be higher. Almost feels like it should be higher with, inflation reading last month was 8.3% and 8.5% the month before. Almost feels like the IRS should be paying higher than 5% interest. Uh, let me know your thoughts in the comments, right? Feels like they're kind of gypping us a little bit, right? Yeah, but the IRS will start paying 5% in guaranteed interest to individuals with delayed tax returns beginning in July. Beginning in July. Up a percentage point from last interest rate hike that took effect in April. The agency will also pay 4% interest on delayed corporate tax returns. So it's interesting that people are getting a higher interest rate than corporate tax returns, right? Wow. I guess people for once win over the corporate over the corporations that oftentimes pay no taxes, right? 5% on underpayments on tax returns and 7% on large corporate underpayments. Interesting there, right? Large corporate underpayments. The IRS said here on Friday. The federal government regularly spends billions of dollars in interest on delayed returns. Yikes. The IRS has paid out almost $14 billion in refund interest in the last 7 fiscal years. Well, realistically, that's $2 billion a year in the whole scheme of how big our government is. It's really not that much. Really, that's really a tiny amount. I mean, we just spent $40 billion to Ukraine in one package. So, yeah, I mean, figure that one out, right? The GAO, the Government Accountability Office, estimated such payments totaled $3.3 billion in 2021 alone. Quote, the IRS does not identify, monitor, or mitigate issues contributing to refund interest payments. Accordingly, the IRS is missing an opportunity to reduce costs. Yeah, no kidding. Have you tried to call the IRS lately? Good luck even getting a hold of anybody, right? The number of delayed returns still numbers in the tens of millions. Tens of millions. Having skyrocketed during the pandemic as the IRS shut facilities and diverted resources to administer benefits like the child tax credits. By law, the agency has 45 days to process a tax refund. The agency says it gets 90% of refunds issued within 3 weeks. The IRS is sitting on 13 million unprocessed returns and over 26 million tax returns that are waiting, needing further IRS action. Yeah, so if you're waiting on IRS tax returns, I assume that these are combined numbers. That's almost 40 million tax returns that they're sitting on here. Yeah. Wow. Wow. At the same time, IRS phone service levels are near all time lows, making it nearly impossible to reach an IRS agent for help with tax or audit matters. Yeah. Some Democrats have advocated for more IRS funding while accusing Republicans of hamstringing the agency to preserve de facto tax perks resulting from uneven enforcement. Ron Wyden, Senate Finance Committee chairman, says, I'll cut right to the heart of the matter for those families whose refunds might be delayed due to IRS backlogs. If you're frustrated by poor customer service from the IRS, you've got years and years of Republican cuts to blame for gutting the agency's ability to meet your expectations. For all the talk about running the government more like a business, Republicans seem to want to turn government into the kind of dysfunctional business that has never had a repeat customer. Yikes. Republicans, meanwhile, worry that increasing funding for the IRS will lead to tens of thousands of more federal employees focused on tax enforcement. Quote, President Biden's plan to supercharge the IRS with $80 billion in mandatory funding and 87,000 new IRS agents will lead to drastically higher audit rates for all Americans at every income level, according to the Congressional Budget Office. So, I mean, let me know your thoughts. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, I've ran multiple businesses in my lifetime. On one hand, I mean, we had a limo and bus transportation company where we had like 100 employees, over 100 employees if you count throughout the years. I mean, just literally at one point, we had like 100 employees, drivers, cleaners, mechanics, secretaries. We sold that business back in 2012. Um, and then, we've had a business, we still have a business selling products on Amazon. We've had multiple businesses throughout the years. I've just been an entrepreneur since I was like 18. Um, how can you run a business that doesn't have customer service answering the phones? Business 101 is you have to answer the phones. I mean, realistically, no business can survive. I mean, unless you're the government, right? Government prints their own money, right? But any real business that's not the government cannot survive if you don't answer the phones. Uh, I don't know. I mean, try calling the IRS. I think that there's a recent there was a recent data watchdog or something that said 90% of IRS phone calls are not being answered right now, or the wait times are like ridiculous. So this is the problem. And if your tax return is not automatically processed, like if there's one error or one thing wrong with your refund, your tax return refund, you get put into that pile where it's like, oh, we have to have somebody look at it. You're done. You're done. Um, if one mistake is made or the computer system says, oh, we have to look at it, you're done. You're looking at like a multi-month wait, if not a year wait or more. And the problem is that if you're owed a refund of hundreds or thousands of dollars, sorry guys, now you'll get interest. But if you need that money to buy food, buy formula, pay your house payments, anything, sorry, call the IRS. Good luck with that. So it's just like honestly, if you just look at it from I'm a realist. The realist point of view is you got to at least hire people for customer service. It doesn't mean you have to hire people in the auditing department. Again, IRS is a massive corporation that has different departments. You got to hire people in the customer service department to answer the phones. I mean, at the bare minimum. The other problem here with the IRS is that because I've looked into this, I've covered this a couple times. They want to hire people. It's a government organization. They want to hire people at below market rates. So they want to hire people. Um, and I don't have the article in front of me, but it's something like they want to hire people at like ridiculously. I'm not going to quote rates because I don't have them here. I don't have it here in front of me, but they want to hire people at rates that are like way lower than what other places that get. So they want to hire people at like Walmart rates, but they want like college degrees and stuff like that, right? And it's like, who is gonna be an accountant, right, and then go work at the IRS for like a rate that somebody would get hired at Walmart, right? And that's why they're getting very few people to actually go there and get hired because for the qualifications that are needed to like be able to handle IRS information, you need a degree, maybe an accountant, you maybe need to be a CPA, et cetera, et cetera. You're just not going to go there and get hired for the qualifications that are needed. Like you can't just be a normal person with no, I'm assuming, with no qualifications and get hired. That's why they're hiring very few people. Few people, and the problem is, it's not that it's just like, oh, they pay more. They're like regulated by the government. Then it's just like the government 101, right? Government. If you ever wonder why the government's so screwed up, they've been this way for years, guys. And you can't blame Biden or Trump. They just have been this way for years, guys. It's like government regulations. Yeah, yeah, and it's just not something that is like just happened, and it's like they want to hire more people, but it won't pass. It won't pass. All the Republicans voted no, and Democrat, Democrats versus Republicans. But like I said, it's not really an easy thing because the reason the Republicans voted no is because, well, part of the package is to pay for it, they were going to audit a bunch more people. So I can kind of understand that because they didn't want to just hire $80 billion worth of payroll and then not pay for it. So they wanted to kind of have some pay force for it. So they were going to say, okay, well, we're going to audit this many more people every year to help pay for the payroll, the salaries of those people. So the problem is they hired nobody, and then this is the problem we're in. So if you want your refund check and you're stuck in the 40 million people waiting, you could be waiting forever. Government 101. Bureaucracy and backlog, and we're stuck with politics, Democrats versus Republicans, and nothing gets done. Yeah. The problem is if you're a Democrat, you got to try to convince the Republicans. And if you're a Republican, you got to try to convince the Democrats. And what gets done? You're looking at it. Meanwhile, a lot's getting done here. You can see right here, bonus checks. 3 states and cities set to send bonus checks to workers up to $1,000. Is it coming your way? We got several different things to cover here. So let's start with this. At least a bunch of people are getting up to $1,000 here. Actually, hundreds of thousands, millions of people potentially. Check this out. Thousands of American workers across the country are set to get some extra money. Bonuses, which are taxable, the IRS, are awarded to workers in addition to their salary. Yeah. So for those that are in the market for a job, some places may offer what is called a sign-on bonus to learn workers. Here are the states and cities where workers are set to get bonuses. Minnesota will send bonus checks to hundreds of thousands of workers under a $500 million plan. 500 million bucks, that's half a billion. Half a billion. They're worth about $750 for each individual, which will apply to frontline workers in the state who worked during the height of the pandemic. So this would be considered hazard pay for the state of Minnesota. State of Minnesota. And the following groups are eligible: long-term health and home care, health care, emergency responders, public health and social service and regulatory service, courts and corrections, childcare. There's a huge childcare services shortage right now in the country as well right now. Schools, charter, state higher education, food services, retail, sales, fulfillment, the lot of thing here. Temporary shelters, hotels, building services, public transit. Look at all these things. Manufacturing, ground and air transportation. Eligible workers had to be employed for at least 120 hours in Minnesota in one or more frontline facilities segments during the time from March 15th, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2021. Also, income for couples who were employed in during the pandemic must not exceed 350,000. Well, yeah. To claim your payments, you need to fill out an application on this website. The website is frontlinepay.mn.gov. Again, the website is frontlinepay.mn for Minnesota.gov. Here's the website, what it looks like. Frontlinepay.mn.gov. You go there, and hopefully more states like this do this, but this one's already passed, and you can claim your check. Tell anybody, share this video with anybody you know that's applicable for that. It's expected to go out to 750,000 workers. Next up, Augusta, Georgia is rewarding city employees who worked during the pandemic as well. That's hazard pay as well. Under the plan, the money depends on the number of hours worked in the job category. For example, the majority of full-time city workers qualify for $500 bonuses, while part-time workers get $250. If you happen to work in the line of public safety, custodial, dispatch, or rubbish collection, you could also be eligible for another $500. So that would be a total of $1,000, while part-timers could get $500. So pretty cool. That was for Augusta, Georgia, I believe. Yeah, Augusta, Georgia. So pretty cool there as well. Next up, Connecticut. State lawmakers in Connecticut earlier this month approved a $24.2 billion budget that includes bonuses to workers, but it's unclear if the measure will move forward. So that's interesting. The list of eligible employees in the green lighted by lawmakers includes various frontline workers, such as those involved in healthcare, public transit, emergency responders, childcare, courts, and corrections, as well as retails. Eligible full-time workers could receive one-time payments between $200 and $1,000, which could vary by income according to NBC Connecticut. Some part-time workers would get $500, with the maximum income being $150,000. After lawmakers approved the package, so it looks like it's already been approved, Governor Ned Lamont signed a 2023 budget adjustment bill into law, where it includes $600 in tax cuts. There was no mention of the bonuses in a statement released by the governor's office, so it's unclear if the provision didn't make its way to the final version of the bill or if there is a plan for it later on. We reached out to the governor's office for clarification on the matter. So we'll have to see. I'll keep you updated on it if I see more information on this later. Okay, next up, thousands of residents inch closer to receiving $3,200 in direct payments as lawmakers pass a package. Are you eligible? So this package has passed. After months of debate, Alaska lawmakers have agreed to a budget resolution that includes $3,200 payments to taxpayers. Under the proposal, Alaskans would get the funds through two different dividends. Yeah, Alaska's budget proposal needs the final approval now from the governor. This has gone back and forth with a couple different numbers where their House and their Senate has differed from the numbers, but this is now passed. The first is a $2,550 payment from Alaska's permanent fund, which pays a dividend of Alaska's oil wealth to residents every year. The first, this year's payout is the highest dividend the permanent fund has dispersed since its creation in 1982, according to state data. Alaskans will also get a one-time $650 check called an energy relief payment, basically a stimulus check, right? If Governor Mike Dunleavy signs the proposal into law, residents of Alaska will receive $3,200 in direct payments in total. Pretty awesome, right? Of course, they also have to deal with Alaska winter, which Ohio winter is not great. I can assume Alaska winter is even worse, even worse. The stimulus package was passed on the last day of Alaska's legislative session. Lawmakers were forced to compromise after the stimulus plans promising higher and lower payment amounts were shot down. You know, compromise is really the name of the game, right? An April proposal features $2,600 direct payments split evenly between the permanent fund and the energy fund dividends. More recently, lawmakers called for payments of up to $5,500. So they were deciding between $2,600 and up to $5,500. And ultimately, they settled on $3,200. So kind of in the middle. This is per person, guys. So a married couple would get $6,400, but this is because Alaska has a lot of oil and a lot of money. Last year's dividend payment was only $992, so Alaskans are in line to receive over 3 times more cash than 2021. So, hey, that's pretty awesome. And a lot of people need help right now with the way inflation is. So let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here with all the different states, cities, and counties here, which is going on crazy. I just did another video here with a lot of other states here in the last video. I'll link you to that here as well. Uh, and actually, I did another video with a lot of states here as well. I'll link you to that video here also. So remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below. New videos are every day. You don't want to miss out. Subscribing is completely free to do so. So click the subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, and then click the bell icon next to it so you get notifications when we go live. Here's my video I just did right before this with several other states, brand new information. And here's my video with a lot of different states and federal stimulus check information. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.